Hey everybody, welcome to GFNEZ. And what I'll be talking about and sharing with you guys, everybody, is going to be what it's like, I guess, to be a father of an autistic child, and a father of a genius, and a father of, well, all three of them are genius, but one of them's got bigger problems than the others. And you gotta have to meet that, and you're gonna have to meet that every day. It's not easy. I have a formula that works, and everybody knows the formula, but very few people really do it. I've done it. I've got the proof, and with that, I want to share, because there's certain things that I know are hard that don't come with a guide, and you want that. So I'm hoping I can help. I'm hoping I can help. That's the point. So, but this is where we get started. This is where GFNEZ gets started. And, I'll be referring to some of these things. I mean, life has already written all this stuff for me, but it's easier to have frame of reference. So allow me to get into this real quick. So the way we're going to start this was day one. Day one. Day one usually is the day you have your child, brand new life, and there you are, right? It's a good thing. Well, that was that way for a long time. It was. He was happy and healthy and fine. My boy, we took him for his measles and mumps rubella shot, MMR, and they gave him that shot. And by the end of the day, he was a giant Nestle Crunch bar. Every one of his pores had erupted into a pustule, and he sat there at 106 degrees, 105 degrees, 106 degrees in my arms, just a cooking mess of a human. And he didn't wake up for a few days. And I knew in that time he wasn't going to be okay. I mean, God bless, he survived. But I knew he wouldn't be right, like healthy and fine. And that was true. And we didn't really realize what was really going on until he was around 2 years old, and everybody was making progress except for him. And we had this, people come by and check him out. And yeah, we learned that he was autistic and retarded. A lot of the things we kind of figured out ourselves, but it was true. It's the way it went. And that was hard. That was hard. I remember being on my knees with him on the ground and praying, saying that, Lord, please don't take him from me. I'll do whatever it takes. So now I'm doing whatever it takes. And look out. I mean it. It's going to happen. That boy's going to be fine. So, measles, mumps, rubella, met denim. I don't care what anybody says. That's what happened. My house. Other things happen in other places. That's what happened in my house. Um, yeah, so when he woke up, he was like a blank person. Even though he was 18 months and didn't really have a whole lot going on, what he did have going on was gone. The night before, I'd say to him, "Hey, you want a banana?" He says, "No, Dad, I want an apple." So, "You sure? Let me get you a banana." He says, "No, Dad, I want an apple." I'm like, "Okay, I'll get you an apple." So I got him an apple. That was the day before the shot. So after that, we don't talk like that anymore. He doesn't talk like that to anybody. That's where that goes. But I'm not here to talk about the demonization of whatever may happen. I'm talking about recovery. But I also want to talk about the root cause of the issue, and that is, they want to say it's cognitive disability. And I remember asking one of the specialists, does a cognitive disability create physical ailment? And they looked at me. They knew I had them. But they couldn't answer other than, yeah, maybe. But really, let's be honest. If you're sick, your head ain't right. So let's look at the physiology first, and then we'll talk about, the mental impact. But anyway, I digress. Whatever. So that was the beginning. That day was the beginning. Um, it's my opinion that the medical community did this. I have a son that went to the doctor and came back sick. So, duh. But things happen. People experiment. Dirty things happen. Bad things happen. Great things happen. So, and I could say, in all honesty, that This difficulty that I've had is one of the greatest blessings in my life. Nothing was ever going to tame me. Nothing was going to tame me. Well, my kids are just going to be echoes of another lookout. So, while it's been very difficult, and I will share these difficulties with you. Because if you're new to this game, you will find them. And if you don't know how to handle it, who knows what's going to happen. So that's part of what I'm here to do. I'm here to share my experiences, of course, share the triumphs, because that's where this is heading. I will be sharing difficult things that will make you cringe, make me cringe. I don't cringe easy. But I'll be sharing these difficult things. Oh, I think Marcus Aurelius said, what lies in the way becomes the way. What blocks the path becomes the path, something like that. There you go. There's your traction. And I remember when I was accepting what was happening, one thing that made it digestible was I was never going to love him any less, was never going to not meet his needs. So, what really changed? His health changed. His health definitely changed. My ego changed. That I think is the hardest part for men. You have a sick child, it's sick in this way, there's your kingdom. There's your legacy. Nobody likes that. But that's what you get. And while a lot of us complain, and I did my share of complaining, why me? Why him? Why anybody? So enough of the sob story on that. The reality is the strength that it takes to meet these things comes from your heart. And if you ever loved your people anyway, what's the difference? So it's harder. Big deal. Now you're stronger. But now your love has weight. Real responsibility. Good luck. All right. Just gonna keep it plowing. Yeah, I remember when they people told me, maybe I had to go sue somebody, get a lot of money, and help them out. I'll just say it plainly: money wouldn't do it. Anybody taking accountability for their actions was going to pay with their life. That was not a healthy thing to be thinking, so I did not engage. But yeah, not a thing to engage. Pride and ego, gulp. And he was a big boy, big, bright, beautiful boy, and he still is. He still is. So we'll be talking to you. I'll be talking to you, sharing. I'm going to try to bring in some of the people in his life. Try to bring some different perspectives. And I'm going to leave this little pilot episode with. I'm going to leave it with the fact that you were never going to love him any less. And if you were, get out. Get out. This ain't for you. This ain't for you. Get out. If you're ever going to fall out on your people, get out now before they rely on you and realize who and what you really are if that's who you are. But if you were never going to waver, if you're always going to love them, make all the mistakes you're going to make. But if you're never going to waver and love them, it is the same. And he used to be rocking and humming, eyes like slot machines, just rolling in his head. Every BM looked like wood chips and sand. That's all it looked like. Curled wood chips and sand for years. Lesions bubbling out of his head. Literally, at the side of his head, a lesion oozing his life essence right out of the side of his head. No wound, it just erupted. How many times? Oh, brutal, brutal. We're going to talk about food. We're going to talk about nutrition. We're going to talk about getting your blood right. It's going to work. So the title of my channel GFNEZ. Ain't nothing easy about it. Nothing easy about it. But, I go to the gym, I swim. And I swim and it makes me strong. Same thing. So again, if your heart's not in it, get out. Get out now. And reserve the space for the people who can. And if your heart is in it, and you're really ready, yeah, there are no such things ready for this. But if your heart's in it, and you was never going to leave, like, the child. I walk around with a rock star now. Everybody knows him. Everybody loves him. And he does the one thing that so many of us don't. That is, he leaves himself to be loved. He can't talk very much. Can't do much for himself. So he leaves himself to be loved by the world. He is a master of that. Thanks. See you soon.